Good morning. Thank you, Kyla. Producer Kyla. Great to be back. We haven't been here in over a month, probably. Been doing a lot of pre-recording stuff, taking some Sundays off. We needed it. I needed it for sure. My name's Karl Sterling. You're listening to Your Health Matters here on News Radio 570 WSYR, which is also available on 106.9 FM. And it's great to be back in the studio. I really like doing live. I do a better job live than I do recording because, you get one chance to get it right, or sort of right? It's kind of like when I was a musician. I didn't like rehearsals. Oh, my gosh, I did not like rehearsals and practicing alone or with it. Oh, no. Just tell me what to do, tell me music, and then play it live. You get one shot. With me today is the one and only, my co-host, Elizabeth Brusa. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Well, it's good to see you.
I see you almost every day.
Yeah, I know. It's so good to see you.
And good to see you, too.
It's good to be seen. It's good to be seen. It's good to be back in the studio.
Yes, it is.
And Kyla's here, and anytime she's here, it's just like the best, right?
Yes, it is.
You make our job really easy, so thank you. Well, folks, I want to we have a lot to get to today. We have so much to get to, so I'm going to go right through my list. We're getting right into the meat and potato of things. First, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the outpouring of love and support over my, I am very much in a state of grief over the passing of my mother, who passed on October 18th in the late afternoon. And as she passed away, in my arms. And we had the most beautiful last days together. I won't go into detail because it's, what I will say, though, is that it happened fast. She walked out to the ambulance on Saturday, the Saturday prior, which would be 18, 19, so 12. I think the 12th, yeah. And then she was gone on the 18th. I mean, it's just unbelievable how life can change. And it really has changed my perspective on a lot of things. Spending time with the people who are important to you in your life. It's, you just never know what's going to happen, right? You never know.
No, you don't know.
You've lost both of your parents, very sadly.
Yes.
And, we have people we know who've lost,
children, spouses.
Yeah, a lot of people who come to see us have lost spouses, children, and it's really just, life is so precious. And so thank you for the support of so many cards and so much food. I also want to, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but this is my show and I own it. And you know what? I'm just going to say what I want. Charlie Hollis, if you're listening, man, you are a gift from God. Hollis Funeral Home. He did my dad's, and he did mom. And Charlie, you are a gentleman. You are a class act. So thank you for all you did too. So I am not back to a full schedule yet. As it was, I was pretty much at capacity. I really don't have time to take on any new people. I have one slot open, but, we have other programs available if people are looking to do things. We have programs that you can do that will cost you a lot less than going other places and doing things. And you'll get better results, folks. I'm just telling you, you will, if you do what we recommend. And then, of course, that's based on a lot of measurements, a lot of assessments, a lot of data. So we do things that nobody else does in town. They just don't do them. But we're going to get you to where you want to go because we have the data. We know what direction to point you, where you should be spending your time with diet, exercise, all that kind of stuff. So not back to a full schedule yet, in case any of you who are or have worked with me or were thinking about you'd like to, I'll let you know when I'm there. It's really been a big hit, losing my mom. So moving right along here, and I'll mention this for those who aren't able to listen during this first hour of the show. We have an open house next week at Neuro Motor Training. So it's going to be on Saturday morning, the 9th of November at 10 a.m. Figure 10 until 12. I was going to say 10 to 11, 11:30, but I talk too much and people ask questions, and I'm glad they do. So 10 to 12. It's free. You're going to get water and coffee, and that's it. No food, no snacks. Just, we're going to be talking about things where you're going to discover and learn things you never knew you could know about living longer, living healthier. Because I don't have time on the air to talk about it. You know, I talk about it on the air, but I really want to go on a one-on-one question and answer type of thing. And plus, we're just going to have fun.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, why you look at me so funny? I'll bring my extra coffee maker because we're going to need it.
We have two.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, I took one home.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, the one at home broke. So
yeah, you're gonna have to bring that.
I'll bring it in. Yeah,
I'll bring mine too.
By the way, we have the best coffee in town.
Yes, we do.
I kid you not. We actually do. It's unbelievable. I get it from Mexico, direct from Mexico. Okay, so if you're interested in signing up, here's what you need to do: either text me or call me. But I prefer if you text. But if you call, I won't answer. Just leave a message and tell me your name. Give me a phone number, preferably give me an email address too, but text me at 315 or call if you have to call. 315-935-7488. You could also just go to karlsterling.com, Karl with a K, and right in the top center of the landing page, it gives you the number and my email to text or call or email, and it gets signed up. We have limited capacity, so we've got about 8 people coming. We have room for about 20 or so. So I haven't talked about it much because last week I ran a pre-recorded show and I forgot to put anything about this in there. So this is your last chance to hear and, remember, we're having this and you don't want to miss it. I'm not a sales guy. We're not going to try to sell you anything, but we're going to talk about what we do and what you can do with or without us to live a longer, healthier life. Next week's guests are, I just interviewed Dr. Lou Tartaglia yesterday. He did work with Mother Teresa. I'm talking about the Mother Teresa in Calcutta.
There's only one Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Saint Mother Teresa.
Yes. And we talked yesterday. That's going to air the first hour. He talked about what he did with her, for her, in the line of work. And then the second hour, folks, from noon to 1 next week, Mark Victor Hansen. It was an honor and a privilege to talk with Mark Victor Hansen. I bought my first book that he wrote, the first book I bought that he wrote was called Dare to Win, right around 1990. As that old yellowed copy up on the shelf in the front of our office. And he, of course, is the co-creator of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. Well, you're going to hear this. I'm going to tell you, it is really, really, really good what he has to say about everything. And Dr. Lou Tartaglia is a good friend. They've been friends for 40 years. So I'm pairing them up to air them together next week. So next week's show, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. It's so, so, so powerful. And today, the second hour, we have a very special guest who actually is a native of Syracuse, graduated JD, Dr. Kate Shanahan. And she and I spoke a couple of months ago. She is going to talk with us about seed oils. And you don't want to miss it. Wow, it's already time for a first break. These darn radio minutes go so fast.
They do, very fast.
What do you want to talk about when we get back?
Whatever you want me to talk about.
Now we're going to talk about creating your non-negotiables and being the resistance. Yeah. So
good.
Yeah. It's something we all need to do. So you're listening to Your Health Matters, 570 WSYR. And my name is Karl Sterling. Elizabeth Brusa is with me. We'll be back after this short break. Ooh, I like that music.
So do I.
You know where it's from?
Yes, I do.
I know you do. It's from my CD. So as a musician, I was probably on about 50 CDs. That's what I figured out recently. That is the only one I ever put out under my own name, and it's called Dream. And I don't know where you can get it, but I mean,
do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
At our clinic.
At our clinic.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you're a client of ours, you get one for free. If you come in and buy it off the street, it's $10 whopping.
Wow.
And it goes to charity. So, yeah, I actually have a recording contract still for another year and a half, I think. Yeah, I couldn't get one when I did it for a living. Now that I'm not a drummer anymore, I have a recording contract. Maybe I should do another deal.
I think you should.
deep.
I really think you should.
Yeah.
You don't realize how amazing you are as a drummer.
Silencio, por favor. Okay, so let's move forward. we're actually, I want to get down to some kind of serious stuff here. Okay. I want to talk about creating your non-negotiables and being the resistance. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago, I decided that after I take my shower in the morning and then I go press start on the coffee pot or the espresso machine. Actually, I'm just doing espresso in the mornings now. I'm not doing the coffee itself, as I used to be for years and years and years. Make a small pot, right? It's 2 cups. I just wanted to test myself to see if I could live without it. And I did. So I might have like 1 espresso now. Great. I can do it. I'm alive. I made it. And I don't really want to make the coffee in the morning now. I wait until we get to the clinic and one of us makes it and then I drink it then. But it was just to test myself and see. But what I would usually do is go from the coffee maker to the couch and read. Well, that's great because I like to read and learn. But my body always felt so stiff. So I started doing, I'll call it sort of like yoga and stretching. And you know what? I feel so good after I do that in the morning. I feel refreshed. I feel energized. I feel more flexible. This has become a habit. As a matter of fact, it's just in the past week. I don't even think about having to do it. I just automatically start doing it. It's cool. Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, so I always do yoga right after my shower, and maybe I start on the espresso, and then I let it cool. It's so hot. But I let it cool while I'm doing that. But I'm only doing it 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going for like an hour. But it's enough to get me feeling energized. That's one non-negotiable. It's not negotiable for me to not do that anymore. Do you have any non-negotiables?
I can't leave my house without it being picked up.
There you go.
It has to be, so I don't feel like I am stressed when I get home and I have to do something. My house, I go from the minute I get up, picking up, cleaning up, making beds, putting dishes away, getting things ready for dinner that night.
Uh-huh.
I don't have an exercise routine until I get to the clinic.
Yeah, but you do a lot more there than I do. Well, so that is one non-negotiable. All right. For me, alcohol. I'll never, ever have alcohol. And, I tend to be around it here and there. Recently, some different things. And, when I travel, it's around, especially I go to Mexico. I mean, and I love Mexico, but it's like tequila here, tequila there. Want some tequila? No. It's not negotiable. It's not even in my list of choices to say yes. This is not negotiable. You know why? Because if I have it, I'm going to be, I'm going to be in trouble. First of all, because I can't handle it because I have alcoholic, right? So I'm dealing with this whole issue. Although I never have the urge to have it, though, which I'm really happy about. I never, ever, ever have the urge to drink any alcohol anymore. And that just makes me feel really happy because it's like I'm past that point now. On the worst days, I never have that urge.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen you at your worst this last couple of weeks. No, and I'm not being, believe me, folks, his worst is most people's best. But anyways, you never said to me, I need a drink. you even said, I don't feel like drinking, but, I'm past that.
I am. And I can say that. I could put my hand on the Bible. I can say this. It's true. I never, ever have the urge.
Well, I can tell you that when it comes to alcohol, the worst I ever drank was during the pandemic because that was the only thing I could do. But after the pandemic, I don't drink very often anymore. Very rarely.
So I have another thing here on my list of like daily exercise. Well, I can't say that I exercise every day, but I can definitely tell you this. I move every day. This is not negotiable.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying if you don't move every day and if you don't move around and do stuff that you're wrong. I'm not saying if you're overweight or obese or, whatever, or just lack the energy to get up and move around, that you're wrong. You're not wrong. It's just what you prefer, it would seem. But there are a lot of consequences that can go with that. Well, I don't want the consequences because I've already been there. It's not negotiable for me to allow myself to sit around, so I don't. And nutrition is a big one. Of course I eat things that aren't optimal. Absolutely. But for the most part, I don't. I'm really good. You're even better. You're really good.
I try.
Yeah, you're good.
Sweets are my downfall. If they're there, I kind of crave them. But
So it's not negotiable. I have to be part of this resistance. Like, I'm trying to think of where I was recently. There was a whole bunch of stuff around, and I ate too much. But the good news is I ate too much of good stuff, and only one little piece of pie after that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Well, somebody else ate the whole rest of it.
God bless him.
Yeah, I love him too. But he burns it off like in 5 seconds. It takes me 5 years. So, but this is not negotiable. I mean, if you're feeding yourself junk, you have to ask yourself, especially if you have the knowledge. This is my job, my mission here. I figure my mission in life is to serve others. Okay, I put God first and others first. Yes, I take care of me because I need to be my best for myself so I can do more for others. But if you have the education and you know the stuff you shouldn't be putting in your body, why are you doing it? Well, of course we all do it because some of it tastes good, right? I love potato chips. Everybody knows there's my downfall. I'm pretty good about that, though, recently. And, they get all kinds of seed oils in them and horrible things, which in the second hour today, we're going to hear from Kate Shanahan about how really bad they are, right?
Yeah.
And that actually helped me to eat less of them when I talked to her recently, a couple months ago. So anyways, the bottom line is this. You need to be the resistance. You need to take charge and be your own resistance against the things that are bad for you.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, please.
My thing is, everybody knows that the cost of groceries is going up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's expensive to go grocery shopping. I have learned myself to cut my groceries. One of them is I stopped buying the junk. I don't buy it. I mean, I get the, milk.
It all costs a lot, too.
It does. It costs a lot of money. And especially with potato chips, you're getting mostly air. You're spending money on air, basically.
Some settling may have occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
before they filled the bag.
But if you really want to cut back on your groceries, stop buying the junk food. That will save you a lot of money right there.
Oh, you're not kidding.
And you'll eat healthier. You may as well go buy an apple with some vegetables.
You're great. You carrot, celery every single day. You're munching on those bags full of that stuff. It's great. Yeah.
I try.
Well, you do really well at it.
When I go home, that's my downfall. I can't bake anymore because I end up eating the baked goods. So, or, Halloween was kind of bad because I bought too much candy and now I have leftovers. So,
yeah. Well, I'm not saying to everybody that that if you eat something bad ever, you're sinning, right? No, it's just to do it all the time as a habit. That's a different thing,
Right.
I've been there where I'm 70 pounds heavier than I am now. I can't ever go back and I won't do it. Plus, you got to think about this. Well, also like buying food that is quality. Okay, I know food is expensive. Groceries are going up, and a lot of things are going up. You got to figure out maybe where you could buy some of this stuff that's good. Farmers market's a great place. Be careful of the resellers out there, because some of them just go to Aldi's maybe and then they resell. Watch out for them. If you don't know how to figure them out, well, maybe just ask them. But the organic farmers or the farmers, it's like a third or a quarter of the price of Wegmans, Tops, all this stuff. So, I love those stores. I do. I love Wegmans. I don't go in. Everything costs too much. I'm not going to go there and buy my fruits and veggies because I go to the farmer's market. Oh, you don't want to go there. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Just work towards it. A little change here, a little change there can make a big difference. Maybe try cutting one thing out. I cut out coffee in the morning, just an espresso. Not the same.
We have an argument.
There's an inside joke about this too, folks. So we're just having a little fun here.
Yeah.
But just test yourself. You should. I'm not saying you should. You do whatever you want to do. What I feel I should be doing is testing the waters. I need to test myself. What can I live without that I've been living with for so long? 2 cups of coffee every morning for decades. You know what? I'm getting along fine without it. And then when I get to work, I don't have 2 more, and then I'm at 4 cups. So by noon, I'm at 4 or 5 cups. No, now I'm at 2 cups. And I've shrunk my cup size down too. Yeah. I'm using that little thing I got from Mom.
Using an espresso cup is what you're using.
Yeah, I got Mom that really cool little flowery thing in Mexico, because every time I travel international, I buy Mom a gift. She had a table full of gifts. So I took them when she passed, and some in the clinic, some are at my house, and a couple I'm going to give to family. But, it's the cup size shrunk.
Yeah, it did.
So I might have like 6 of those, but I'm not even sure that that's 2 regular cups. We got to go to break in a minute already. We'll come back, though, and talk more about more things to test yourself. Test yourself so you can make your life just a little bit better. Be the resistance. Don't fall into pressure of maybe peers who are telling you should do this or whatever, blah, 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 blah. This is Your Health Matters, and we'll be back with more after this short break. Thanks for listening. We're back. Yay. I got to tell you, I really like that song. It's called Song for Barry. Barry was a trombone player who I think passed away in the 70s, and I think the song was written for those music aficionados out there by Michael Brecker, who passed away over probably 20 years ago. One of my favorite tenor saxophonists who ever lived. But anyways, that song is on my CD called Dream. We had a couple of people register for the workshop already. Right. So remember, on the 9th, that's Saturday morning coming up this week, 10 a.m. at Neuro Motor Training in Camillus. We are going to have an open house. It's free. There's coffee. There's water. That's it. Other than that, it's going to be a learning experience. So if you wish to come, if you're a client of ours currently and you wish to come, you do need to register. You need to let us know because space is limited. All right, 315-935-7488. 315-935-7488 or karlsterling.com, Karl with a K. Let's talk about non-negotiables. So what I'm trying to get at here, folks, is that we get into these habits. I've been into habits that are very bad in my lifetime. Drinking too much, eating too much, not working out, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, but I think it's real important to test ourselves. And in my conversation yesterday with Dr. Tony Tartaglia, friend of Mark Victor Hansen, we talked about character flaws. And he pointed out something that I think is just beautiful. Like, character is destiny. So if you take a character flaw, let's say, and you turn it into a virtue and you work towards making it the opposite of a flaw, then if there are any other flaws dealing with, they're going to rise up and go more towards virtue as well, because this becomes a way of living, integrity, if you will. And so it's not that if you go eat the potato chips or drink the drink, you're wrong or you have character flaws. It's that if you really want to look at the future, I have an opinion, and it's just an opinion. It is my thought and my belief, if you don't take care of yourself, you're doing a disservice to others.
I believe that. I can understand that.
Do you want to know why I think that?
Why do you think that?
I'm so glad you asked. Because if I don't take care of myself, how am I going to take care of other people? And do I want to be a burden to others? I've gotten a lot of flack for that statement, too. Whose burden do you want to be? Well, what do you mean? I get in a car accident and I'm paralyzed. That's different.
Right.
That's different than negligence. That's different that if you have the knowledge, you have the education, and you technically, because you're human and you have free will, if you combine the power of free will, meaning choices that you choose maybe that would be better choices for you, for your longevity and your health, the odds are very much in your favor that you will live longer, will live better, you will feel better, and you'll be able to do more in your life. You'll have more life into your years. Versus if you don't, and possibly just hit the spiral downward, and you're depending upon other people for years or even decades in some cases. It's not wrong. It's not illegal to make these choices that are bad for you, but is that what you want for yourself? Is that what you want for the others in your life, your loved ones? Do you want to be dependent upon them? Or what if they need you and you can't help them? Right? So I'm just trying to set it up so we think more. That's all. Think about the consequences of repetitive actions that are not good for us. That's all. And therefore, if you can be the resistance and resist all the stuff that maybe might not be so good. And what was the other thing I said? Be the resistance and create your non-negotiables. Okay, it's not negotiable. I'm not going to have alcohol.
It's not easy. I mean, everybody falls off the bandwagon, if you want to put it that way. But don't beat yourself up. Just start over again and just keep trying.
Start over. Hey, I've been really sad the past couple of weeks. My weight's staying the same. I don't know really how that happened, because I have been eating more. But I don't know. I've really been trying not to go off in the grief of. I may have times where I was sobbing at night about my mom passing.
Right.
And
understandable.
Yeah, it's just sobbing uncontrollably.
That's part of the grieving.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to go through this, but there is no but.
I'm so lucky. Oh, I'm so lucky for.
You're blessed.
Yeah,
You're very blessed.
I'm very blessed. Adequate sleep is a big one, folks. You know, the research says you get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep a night. That's going to be really important for longevity. You know that lack of sleep correlates with dementia. Well, sleep apnea sometimes if we're overweight, we got too much we're carrying. Now, we know people, though. There are people who come to see us who have the, what do they call those things for sleep? The masks? CPAPs.
CPAPs.
The CPAPs, right?
Thank you.
And they're underweight and they're under-muscled and they still have sleep apnea. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why that happens. But, you want to make sure you're getting oxygen during sleep, because otherwise your brain is less oxygenated and it's a heavy, very vascular organ. So we want to make sure we're feeding that with enough blood and oxygen during our sleep as well as while we're awake. And so if you need help with sleep, you can call me. And I do have some things that I've been able to help people with a lot. But go get help somewhere. I've been trying to practice mindfulness and be in the moment. And that's another thing that we talked about with Lou Tartaglia yesterday, is being in the moment, being present. And I don't think I was ever more present than the last 5 days with my mom.
That's wonderful.
It was the most beautiful ever time I had with her. A work-life balance. So I am working less hours.
Yes, finally.
And I am not taking new people. I do have one spot. That's it. I have one spot open for one new person, and that's it. We have other programs, though, where you don't need me. whether you can still do stuff and get the benefits. So it would cost you a lot less too. If you're interested, we can help you get to wherever you want to be. Staying hydrated is very helpful. Got to stay hydrated.
Yes, that's important.
I do breathing exercise. Do you do any kind of mindful breathing?
When my anxiety starts getting high, I do the breathing technique that my counselor taught me.
Yeah, good. Yeah. If you go to karlsterling.com, Karl with a K, and go to the Breathe tab, there's a lot of different stuff there with different types of breathing. I have my kind of breathing stuff I like to do, especially the stuff that helps me get to sleep when my mind's going like it was last night. And then when I was out, I was out for hours. Here's a big one, folks, for the last couple of minutes before the break. How about this? It's not negotiable for me to not be kind to other people. I need to be kind. And I'm going to tell you there's some people out there I don't really want to be kind to. But I am taking the higher road. I am not going to let them get under my skin to the best of my ability. And that is hard sometimes. I know we've all been there. We all have our people. And I have a handful in my life. You know what? Being kind is just, you never know what somebody's going through. We had somebody come in recently. She was very kind, but I just kind of wondered a few things. Come to find out, lost a child. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You just don't know what people are carrying. So as they say in Mass and in church, don't judge. You know what? Because we're humans. So judging is something that comes naturally with our surroundings a lot of times, but I have to work at it. I'm so far from perfect.
Me and you both.
But random acts of kindness is something I enjoy doing, and I do it anonymously. I'm not going to say I do it every day. I'll be kind every day, but every now and then I got to throw in some kind of random act of this or that, because I'll talk more about it when we come back. We actually have to go to a break. And remember, register for that open house, 315-935-7488, November 9th, 10 a.m., Neuro Motor Training in Camillus, and we'll be back after this short break. Song for Barry. Gosh, I love that song. And the saxophone player on that is Bob Reynolds. By the way, have you ever heard of Snark Puppy? A really great band. He's with Snark Puppy. Anyways, Kathleen, who just texted me, yep, we'll talk about it. Absolutely. We can talk about it before or at the open house about biodensity. Now, just because I don't have time for more clients.
Oh, boy.
It doesn't mean you don't have time. I say we don't have time for people on biodensity. We do have time. And we encourage people to come in and really do some of the other plans that we have, because in the long run, it's going to cost you a lot less than personal training with me or personal one-on-one therapies with me. And we're trying to go that direction, partly because the workload has been absolutely insane. And since Mom's passing, I'm just not going back to what I used to do hours-wise, because it's killing me. And it's not negotiable anymore, so...
Okay.
So, are you ready to work hard? No, we're not going to load you up either.
Okay. People don't understand that when you get the biodensity, you can come in and use the gym at any time. So
yeah,
you're getting program, a 2-for-1.
You are. When you come in and you do a biodensity, you're one of our 4 choice. They're on the website, karlsterling.com. Just go. I don't even know what is under Train With Us or our services or something like that. You're going to find 4 different programs. They all include biodensity. Because if you come into our place to work out, we're not going to let you not do biodensity. It's not a choice. If you're looking to build muscle, you need to do it. If you're looking to reverse osteoporosis, you need to do it. So there are options besides just biodensity to also get a little bit of personal guidance and assessments from me, from us. So it's probably, you're not going to find a better deal. And we're here to help you. So the resistance, okay, being the resistance. I'm sure glad election day is coming so we can get this over with.
Me too.
I am so done with with all negativity on both sides. And I hate to say it. I hate this situation we're in this country. I don't like what we're having to choose from. And I'm not stupid enough to just fall into the rhetoric of all the stuff. I'm sorry. I just can't fall into it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the negativity is so much.
I can't watch the news. I can't watch television. I leave the room when a commercial comes on, or I switch the channel to something. I can't take the negativity anymore.
I can't take all the absolute rhetoric from every aspect on both sides. I am done. So, with that said, be the resistance against negativity. This is tough. We're in a situation now where we're very, very divided. People are losing friendships. Even in families are becoming divided over politics.
Yep.
This is so sad and so not necessary, folks. If you don't agree with somebody on politics, they're not your enemy. They think different than you. That's not wrong. Everybody has their reasons on why they're going to support the person they're going to support or the people they're going to support. Just let them do that. That's what it's all about. And then let's move on with life and let's help each other and be of service to each other and be positive together because, it's a choice.
We are this country.
Yeah.
It's not our politicians. It's us. We make this country up. We have to stay united. We can't.
Thank you.
We can't divide anymore. We have to stay united. We have to just support each other. We can make the difference in this country. That's why we vote.
I love I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it a tenth as good as you. It's not negotiable to give in to negative influences for me. I will not do it. It's not easy, though.
I'm still going to be the same person after the elections. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to change. I'm just going to be me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still love my family. I still love my friends. I still will be there for them. I just, I'll be there for our clients who, a lot of them have become friends and family to me. No matter who or what we vote for, I'm still there. I'm still me.
And, the toxicity that goes with this whole deal right now, this election, is immeasurable. But it's a choice. So maybe just quietly go out, vote, get it done. And just show some love to people because they may not be in your corner on your side. And you know what? That's fine. You don't have to understand why somebody votes a certain way, but you don't have to be alienating them and just getting them out of your life. Friendships and families don't have to divide over this. It's so frustrating. Anyways, I'm always learning. It's not negotiable for me to, every single day I always read something. It might only be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or it could be hours. I want to learn because if I grow, I'm going to be better for you, the people.
I always listen to you. I always learn from you. I'm learning something every day from you. And then plus the guests you've been having on. I might not be on the show with him, but I'm in the background listening to many of his recordings and I learn a lot from the people that you have. So yes, I learn every single day.
Well, you're too kind. Do I owe you money, by the way? Because you just said that nice thing.
No,
I'm really kidding.
Anything.
So we do have fun, by the way. We have fun at our work a lot. So daily reading, always learning. I really focus on trying to do my best at work. Now, if you're listening and you're one of our clients, sometimes I get pulled from a lot of directions. I'm trying to manage that schedule-wise. Every once in a while, I get people show up right time, wrong day, or wrong time, right day.
And, they just walk into the clinic.
Or they just walk in and maybe they got dropped off and they can't drive, so I can't kick them out. But I am going to do my best because I want you to get the best out of what you're there for.
Me too.
Absolutely. It's not negotiable to give less than I can do. And as I did with somebody the other day, I couldn't focus. I just said, this one's on me today. I'm not charging you for today. And they appreciate that because that's the way it needs to be. And lastly, before we get into a couple other things, I'm just speaking for myself, life is about we, not me. I didn't always think like this. Oh, I needed to be validated. Oh, it's so important for me to get recognition. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how stupid I was. This is so dumb. But, that was a long time ago. I always think in terms of life isn't about me, it's about we. It's not negotiable to live in isolation or to live in selfishness. I am committed to contributing positively to the community and to the world. So there was another thing I just thought of I wanted to say, and it fleeted through my mind, and then it left my mind.
Today at Mass, the deacon at Mass at Holy Family gave a great sermon about love, loving one another, because it was about that commandment today, love thy neighbor as thyself. Love is not a feeling, it's an act of your will. So that's true love. It's not a feeling.
Yeah.
It's an act of your will. So if you love one another, you really have to see what a person needs. And it's hard to forgive. It's hard to forget. But you still have to love.
I love that. We have upcoming guests I want to talk about real quick. Okay, so you already heard Dr. Lou Tattaglia next week, first hour, talking about his book, Last Gift of the Magi, and his work with Mother Teresa. Mark Victor Hansen next week. Dr. Marty McCary, author of Blind Spots, is coming on 3 weeks from today, probably for most of the show, to talk about testimony in the Senate and Congress about cleaning up the food supply. Casey Means was there. RFK Jr. was there. McCary was there. Callie Means was there. He'll be on. Dr. Thomas Seyfried, Boston College, is going to talk about cancer and how, sadly, it's probably a disease that doctors are getting wrong more than anything in the world, saying that it's, genetic. No, there can be a genetic component. And I'm not a doctor, so don't listen to me other than to say that I'm telling you what this doctor says. And this doctor and others are talking about cancer as a metabolic disorder. You know what that means, folks? You sit around all the time, you don't do anything, your chances of getting cancer are a heck of a lot higher. Because you got to get your metabolism up, right? Dr. Will Bushwitz, Dr. B, he is also from Syracuse. And he is going to air sometime this month. I don't know what day. He is going to talk about gut biome, gut health, and microbiome. And I'm telling you, it's a fascinating conversation. As is Dr. Molly Maloof, who's on the board of advisors for the Levels Corporation. Dr. Aubrey DeGray is listed in the top 5 of longevity experts globally, is going to air at some point. Don't know the date. He has a center here in Syracuse where they do drug development, and I'm talking good drugs, things that help you live longer and not kill you, and a lab in Lafayette, New York, where they do a lot of work with things. Dr. Luisa Nicola, I love talking with her. She is a sweetheart. You met her.
Yes, I did.
You don't want to miss Luisa Nicola. Dr. George Foreman III.
He's cool, too.
I love George.
I
met G2 and G3. That's George Foreman, the famous fighter's son. We got a little longer? Okay. Dr. John Lewis, we sell his daily brain care stuff. I've been taking it for 15 months. I love it. He's on. Yep. Sounds like a paid infomercial. You know what? It is. But it's the real deal. It's published. It's legit. It works. Dr. Nathan Bryan talking about the importance of nitric oxide. Dr. Brody Miller talking about changing your life, going from addiction to no addiction. Brooke Burke. Everybody remember Brooke Burke from way back? VH1, 80s. Dr. Oz, January. Dr. Mehmet Oz is coming on. Dr. Andrew Huberman coming on, probably in April. And Matt Gutman from ABC News. We got a few seconds. We help people with bone density, pain management, neuropathy, weight gain, weight loss, muscle gain, shed fat, metabolic training, balance, mobility, agility. Oh my gosh, the list goes on. Neurological disorders, movement disorders, fall risk reduction, neurological neuropathy, drop foot, rehab, prehab, longevity. We'll be back with Dr. Kate Shanahan after the noon break. Thanks for listening, everybody.